Coming up on the Houndsman.
The bear season is only 3 weeks here. It's a week in November and 2 weeks in December. So it comes once a year. Practice in the season, in the off season, the dogs we've trained and coming for them 3 weeks out of the year.
It's a good sign. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted that big one on the camera.
This is what we didn't want to happen. Look at it.
Get off my property! She'll be coming in the road any second now. Y'all better get there. Woo! Woo! We'll be close. I hear the trucks now. She's getting ready to go in the road. Hopefully they're there to get her.
And I found him run over.
In this modern culture where nothing stays the same for long and brand new becomes old news overnight, there are still places in this country where the ways of old have not yet been forgotten. Small towns and people who remember and respect the traditions of their ancestors. Along the borders of the Great Dismal Swamp in North Carolina lives a family and a community who honor the life of their forefathers in the age-old relationship between man and hound.
Dog hunting is just, I guess it's in your blood.
We were born and raised hound hunting.
It's a tradition that runs deep.
My daddy, he bear hunted along with his brothers. Grandfather, he bear hunted.
It's a practice that few are familiar with.
The dog hunter is kind of a dying breed.
And even fewer understand.
Most people in the country are probably against dog hunting.
But there isn't anything they'd rather be doing.
It takes a lot of your time, But if you enjoy it, you think a lot of your dogs, you want the best for them, so you give them the best care you can.
We're doing what the dogs are bred to do, what the dogs like to do. The dogs like to go hunt.
These hounds are some of the most well-trained and toughest dogs around, and they have to be, because when you're up against prey of this size, there's no margin for error.
I have some of the biggest black bears here on the East Coast.
But no matter what they're up against, these guys are in it for the dogs.
Just like people's dogs in the house, they love them and we love ours the same way.
And the hounds have their back, no matter what.
Someone would die for you.
Together they will carry on and preserve the life of the houndsman. Along the borders of the Great Dismal Swamp in North Carolina, Wade Temple is busy taking care of his hounds and preparing for the upcoming season.
Keep a pack of dogs, or even 1 dog, 5 dogs, 10 dogs, it's 24/7. I enjoy dog hunting a lot. It's more of a upbeat scale, kind of more different type of hunting.
Hound hunting is not something many people know about. Typically, the only people that practice it are those who are born into it.
I think I'm probably very blessed to come out of a long line of hunters. I was taught by some of the best, and I hope pass it on to another generation. Keep the kennels clean and cut down on the flies. There won't too many flies be around here.
Wade needs to finish cleaning up the kennels and preparing for tomorrow, the opening day of bear season. For that, he'll need the help of the man who taught him everything he knows, his father, Doug Temple.
He taught me pretty much everything I know about hunting. I've always been the one to kind of hold things together. He says I'll get it the older I get, but I ain't found it yet, so I think it's coming, but I don't know when.
Very few people have a skill set that he has in the woods. He almost thinks like an animal. Well, he's following his footsteps, but his dad is one of the best, if not the best I've ever seen. A good going church man. He's a pillar in the community. Brilliant hunter.
Been bear hunting all my life. My grandfather, he bear hunted, and there's several books wrote about the Dismal Swamp, and he's mentioned in those about bear hunting in eastern North Carolina. We were probably raised poor. All we had was a pickup truck, and that was what we worked in, went to church in. I said that was the whole 9 yards, hunted in, everything else. This is Jill. She's one of our better dogs. She loves you to death. You see her trying to get up, wants you to pet her and reaching in. If you don't watch her, she'll reach in there and grab you, make you pet her. She's the type of dog that'll go find the bear. If you can look at the GPS collar and you can look at her and she's all over the block. If she's ever smelled the bear, she's all over the block from one end to the other, looking. And if he's a bear around, been there, she'll find him. She's a good dog. She's a quick dog, runs real quick. Not a real good bay dog, a real good tree dog, but every dog here got to help you one way or the other, and her best quality is a running ability.
Each one of the temple's prized hounds has some specific skill that makes them a valuable asset to the pack. And Jill's skills are her cold tracking ability. Jill will need to put these skills to work tomorrow, as she'll be the main dog the houndsmen rely on to get the track started. Opening day is something these hounds and hunters wait for all year long. Tomorrow morning, before first light, all the houndsmen gather at a small country diner. There they wait for Doug to choose the starting destination, and then the hunt is on.
The bear season is only 3 weeks here. It's a week in November and 2 weeks in December, so that's what we're kind of geared up for. That's kind of like preparing for the Super Bowl, kind of, I guess.
We got a block we're hunting today. We got 2 bait sites. We got one on this main road here and another one on the back side of the block. And our intentions this morning is to check and see if we could get a bigger bear. Yesterday I got after a small one, and maybe we'll get a bigger one today, and we'll see.
With so many dogs and so much ground to cover, Doug and Wade can't do it all on their own. They rely on their good friends and fellow houndsmen to help them get the job done.
Jason, we grew up together. We were riding around, probably terrorizing neighborhoods and BB guns and bicycles. He's a good shot, better than most of your average people that you find hunting. He's a good road man. He'll cover roads, and you need a good road man a lot of times.
And all the houndsmen have a CB handle or nickname that they're known by.
Scout, Lightning, Sack. Rather than dragging the whole names out of the radio, we just kind of give them a little nickname or something. Most times something a little funny or a little something they've done in years past. Could be Butterbean or it could be Meatball or anything. It might be because he's shaped like one. I don't know. It's hard to say hard to say how they got it. Just kind of come up with it.
So we'll know here in just a minute if we got anything worthwhile coming to this site. So let's see what we got.
Should be one good one on in there.
Should be.
We have a good one. Yes, we do. He's the only one, looks like.
This is a good sign. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted that big one on the camera.
Still cold, though.
By itself, a little. Now we just got to figure out which way he went.
One of the mature black bears that the team was looking for has been spotted on the trail camera. Now it's time to determine which direction he went and to drop the tailgate.
We have a saying around here, when the tailgate drops, the bull stops.
As late as he left this morning, we thought they'd hit the ground running. Sounds like they're going to get after him here. Sounds like they're smelling pretty good. We'll get ready to send the cavalry to him in just a minute.
The temple's most trusted hounds are on the ground.
If it wasn't for these 2 dogs, we would just have an average pack, but with these, we've got a great pack of dogs.
Now it's just a matter of finding the scent and beginning the track. As an animal walks, his scent is constantly falling to the ground, collecting in the leaves similar to the way gas would fall. These molecules lay there and slowly degrade as time moves forward. The hound can detect the fresher scent from the older scent, therefore giving him cues on which direction to follow the trail. But the really old scent is where the masters are in a class all their own. A hound is invaluable when it can find a track laid the night before and trail it all the way up to where the scent is hot again. With June and Jill out trying to get the track started, Doug is taking some other dogs out to see if he can get them on the scent.
A lot of paths we got are just too narrow for a pickup truck, so we had to ride the side-by-sides down in those.
If you happen to get anything with my father, a Ranger or a truck or anything, you better put your seatbelt on, because he ain't gonna let no hole or tree or nothing else stop him from getting the job done or going where he needs to go. Oh Lord, he's on the machine. He's gonna treat it like it's his. Unfortunately, that should be rough.
I reckon I should have unlocked the gate, but I didn't have time to unlock the gate. We got dogs that need some help, and I'm taking these dogs to pack to them, and we just got to turn and burn. I don't want to spend my time getting from point A to point B. I want to get there as quick as I can, and I don't want to have to walk if I can help it. That tree ain't gonna move. We're gonna have to do something different.
Down here in the south, that's what we got a little term, drive it like you stole it. You can kind of figure the rest of it out from there. We did make it. Got a hair on his chin. It was close.
While Doug is busy moving those hounds, Wade has been using his GPS to follow a group of dogs through the swamp, leading him onto the neighbor's property, far away from the rest of the houndsman and his truck.
It's so hard walking through these vines, pull your legs out. I got to pick your feet up so high. Whew, I ain't going back through that no more. Hallelujah. We probably a mile from the truck right now. We come through behind the dogs and they went the other way, and we ain't going back the way we come. Luckily, we come out when the boys here left his pickup truck. We're gonna jump in it and try to get back around with the hunt and get caught back up with it. I'm glad to see that truck, I can tell you that. We got thrown out like an old dog this time. We are way out of the hunt, but I think we can hurry up and catch back up with him if we can get in this truck and make a little time. As being a houndsman, we need the landowner on our side to be able to go on his land and get our dogs or to even hunt. You liable to start on one side of the county and end up on the other side of the county. So there's a lot of different people you had to run into along the way. Uh-oh, this is what we didn't. This is what we didn't want to happen. Look at it. Don't look too happy.
Who the f*** you are coming on my property like this?
Uh-oh, this is what we didn't. This is what we didn't want to happen. Look at it. You don't look too happy. Anytime we hunt over in this area, we've a good chance we might get on some of Pedro's land, and he's a little different.
Double, I didn't even recognize you in this truck.
Mr. Barry, how you doing?
Mine's on the
other side.
I didn't even recognize this truck, man.
I'm glad you did before you started jacking that gun around.
Have any luck today?
We're getting ready to. They're after one now.
Really?
We didn't mean to get your blood pressure all roused up a little bit.
Man, you know these boys tearing my
Yeah, I
up
know you've
all
been
the
trouble.
time.
I know. If I'd have been in my truck, you would have recognized me. Should have called you, told you we were coming.
Well, Chick Man called me up and he said it's somebody down the path. And I looked back here and see this truck. I didn't know what it was. That's all right, bud. You carry on.
I
Bring us
appreciate
a bear
it.
meat,
I
man,
will.
all right?
We're gonna get back in the hunt and be right on back with them.
All right, buddy. You take it easy.
All right, pal. Thank you. He was not very happy. But thank goodness we got it all situated out and he's cooled down and we're good to go. I'm glad the situation with Pedro turned out the way it did. It was looking a little rough there for a little while, but after he figured out who we are, we got squared away and hopefully we'll be able to continue to hunt his land. You run into issues like this sometimes, you know, with different landowners. You got to hunt so many different people's land and you start out on one place and you don't really know you're going to end up over there. It ain't a very good thing looking at a shotgun barrel.
As Wade makes his way back to the truck, Doug is taking a pack of dogs to the location where Meatball has reported some bear activity.
What we're doing now, we're walking down this street. It's a four-wheeler path. We turned the dogs loose out here and 2 bears had been there. We walking down this street hoping maybe the dogs will strike it, go over here and get after him, jump him. So the way this road runs, he's got to cross it somewhere. Woo! Woo! We use that as kind of a call command. Come here is what it is. Different people, especially bird hunters or duck hunters, do different commands for their dogs, but that's the way we use on ours because you can make it louder. You know, just come here, you can't holler that was so loud. The more excited we call, the more excited the dogs get and they'll come. So when we scold them, a little bit harsher sound, you know, sort of like that, and that kind of scares them and that kind of knows they're doing something wrong. So it's different commands for different things what we want the dogs to do. And different hunters use different commands, different ways. You train your dogs one way and they know what the command means.
The GPS is indicating that two of the temple's most trusted hounds, June and Jill, have picked up the scent and are now starting to trail the bear. Once these dogs pick up the scent, they will stop at nothing to get the job done.
Yeah, we gotta get on out here on 158. Yeah, the dogs are trailing out there toward the highway. We don't want them to get out there on it, so we don't try to hurry up and get out there before they do.
Jill and June are the bedrock of the temple pack, and they're on the track of a bear that has crossed the highway during the night.
It's just the old scent. It's, last night's where the bear has walked during the night. We trailed it 2 miles. Very unusual this time of the year for a bear to walk that long.
Although the houndsmen of old didn't have tracking collars to locate their hounds, they had less roads to deal with. Now, the modern houndsman must use everything in his arsenal to protect what he loves most, even though it's not always enough.
Turning help out there on the highway track.
Well, we got a dilemma here. Some of the dogs got thrown off. We think one dog's still after the bear, and she's going out by a pretty major highway, an interstate or a major highway. So we got a bunch of guys going around now trying to head her. That's the good thing about the tracking systems. You can see on here that the orange line is Highway 158. He's gonna go and try to get around there and catch her because she's a really nice dog. Can't afford to lose her.
Big truck, 80,000 pounds, going down the road, and you have a 40, 50-pound dog comes out there, he don't stand a chance. You know, the highway has no mercy on anybody.
Be the highway. I hope they can get there in time to catch her. Gonna be close. I hear the trucks. I hear traffic on the highway now. She's getting ready to go in the road. Hopefully they're there to get her.
It would just break my heart to have one of our dogs get hit by a car and killed or injured. We think a lot of them. One of the best bear dogs I've ever owned. He would do it all by himself. He didn't need any help. And we lost him for that day and come back and looked and I found him run over.
You want to hold up at that bridge right here, he and I going up there and park there to the dike.
I just heard a car out there blowing the horn. Y'all got her? She'll be in the road right there.
Yep, best as I can. Be heartbroken really if I happen to lose them. I've spent a lot of time with the dogs, training them, and I see them every day. You know, it'd be a big part of me gone if I were to lose one of them.
She's getting awful close.
And you see the dog on the highway. I can zoom in a little bit tighter and you can see the dog's in the road right now. So hopefully somebody's got her in the pickup truck, we hope.
Quick. Need to get to her.
It's gonna be close. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Boy, these cars come out here by here seem like 100 miles an hour. I think I hear it.
The pride and joy of the temple pack, June and Jill, are trailing a bear directly toward one of the busiest highways in the county.
And you can see the dog's in the road right now. So hopefully somebody's got her in the pickup truck, we hope. It's gonna be close. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Boy, these cars come out here by here seem like 100 miles an hour. I think I hear it. Jude, come on. Good girl, we got you.
With June safe in the arms of her master, Jill is still at large and in a very dangerous situation, and the clock is ticking. Hopefully Wade can get to Jill before she crosses the white line of the highway.
We got June in the truck, we got to go. Jill's about to come in the road down here from us.
This time, Wade wasn't fast enough. Jill made it to the highway before Wade could get to her, but luckily his fellow houndsmen were there to catch Jill before something terrible happened.
Get back in there. Take him in.
Y'all got everything back up that you sent, Wade?
10-4.
Whew, that's a big relief. They just caught Jill too.
Well, that's a relief. She got out there on the highway, got run over. It have been tough on us and tough on a pack of dogs. So. Well, the more people you got, the more cars you got. So it's getting to be a bigger problem all the time with more people, more cars, and everybody moving in. It's just a fact of life now. It's like everything else. Things are better today than they were years ago, far as dogs living a long time, even with the highways. And we probably lost more good dogs to heartworms than any other thing. A dog will live 3 or 4 years old and die of heartworms, and we've had them live 10 or 12 years old and be productive right on up to 10 years old. So it's a trade-off.
Woods comes right up through the road, and people had no idea that a dog was even out there, and all of a sudden the dog comes in the road and gets run over. You done lost your best dog, done lost your best friend, and everything else. That'll ruin your day for sure.
Doug and Wade feel fortunate to still have both of their beloved hounds in the pack. Now it's back to the kennel for the girls for some rest and a little extra food. Next time on The Houndsman.